You're listening to Cooperative Multiplayer. The official podcast of the 4-in-1 Game Zone.
Hello and welcome to another Cooperative Multiplayer Live, the official 4-in-1 Game Zone podcast. I am your host, Sean Garmer, and with me today is my usual co-host, Mr. Marc Morrison.
Howdy.
Everything going better today and with the pets and all?
And the cat has been throwing up the past day. I'm not quite sure why, but that's about it.
Poor him, he just can't escape it.
Yeah.
At least
he's still peeing at least, so that's good. And he doesn't have to wear the cone.
Yeah, I'm sure he's happy about not having to wear that cone.
He trashed like the cage I had him in like twice.
Oh, man, just because you had him in a cage?
Yeah. And he also tore out his catheter last week.
Yikes. Dangerous, that one.
Yeah. I guess he felt he was done.
He's like, nope, not doing this today. You been playing any games or anything?
The usual stuff. I haven't been playing that much Metal Gear, but still need to kind of power through that. I played a little more Mad Max. That game continues to befuddle me. Like,
How so now?
just the controls. Like, they're just so, like, you have to, like, when you're in the car, it mostly makes sense. But like when you're just walking around, it's like hold R, right trigger to dash, or like to like move a little faster. But it's press B to fire a gun, and that just feels very strange.
Yeah. It seems that way. Like, why wouldn't you use the triggers then?
Yeah.
So what do you use the triggers for then if you're not firing guns?
Yeah. I picked up Devil May Cry last night for PS4. I haven't broken into that yet, but I'm sure I'll like it because I liked it on PC already. It was only $10 too. And I mean, you know, I'm not gonna, for that price, why not? You know?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you like the series at all, I mean, it's...
Well, it's the best. It's the best one of the series by far.
That's certainly saying something.
I don't really like the Devil May Cry series that much. Like, I know people. I know 3 is a good game. I didn't play it at all, or I had the PC version, which is unplayable pretty much. And like the control, like the analog sticks are reversed.
Okay.
So like the right analog stick moves your character, and left is for controls, for camera control. That doesn't work.
Oh, bueno.
I also picked up 3D Game Heroes last night, and I actually played a little of that, and that's fun.
Oh, that game's so good.
I got a little stuck in the second temple, like that. I need to like just use guides for that game because I'm missing items that I should have had, like bombs.
That's the game that's kind of like Zelda and an RPG and a couple other things like together, right?
Yeah, well, it's like an old school Zelda. Like it's top down and it's like full of like pixels and voxels. It's cool looking.
Sounds awesome.
And it's not like the new Zelda where it takes you an hour and a half just to get going. Like it's like, no, here's your sword, go find it and go start questing.
That's the way I like it. Don't take you forever to get where I need to go. Just
Yeah.
Get me there and be done with it.
And the last game I've been playing a little of is Ride. It's on PS4. It's a motorcycle racing game.
Oh, that game.
It's hard. It's extremely hard. and it starts off in the most baffling way I've ever seen a game start.
How is that?
When you pick career mode, it's like every other racing, like kind of simulation racing game, where it gives you like 3 different bike options, and that's fine. But the first bike you start with, or that's highlighted, is the best bike of the 3. And normally, when you have a game like that, it's like, okay, like I'm going to use cars for example. Like, okay, this one car is really good for acceleration, but handles bad, or like has like low top speed, and this other car has good top speed, but like the acceleration is slow, so it takes a while to get up there. This game, the first bike is the best of every category, so I don't know why you would select the other 2 bikes. Like, one bike has one more torque, like horsepower, but it still has lower ratings.
Can you even tell the difference?
Oh yeah, I mean it has it tells you like max horsepower, acceleration, braking, everything. So I stared at the screen for 5 minutes and I wrote down every like rating because I was just dumbfounded. I'm like, why would anyone not pick the Triumph motorcycle because it has the best specs of the 3?
Wow.
I was just like, I was like, who did this?
Whoever, that doesn't make any sense.
And the game is just, I've yet to win a race. Let's just say it that way. And I'm playing on easy.
That's disconcerting.
And it has like the typical rewind feature that most racing games have now, which is nice. But it limits you in how you can use it, and I find that very annoying.
So, like, why do you think you haven't won a race? Is it just, like, is the game messed up, or are you just not that good at it, or? I
honestly think that there's some pretty big rubber banding AI going on in that game, because you can never get like too far ahead, even if you're like doing brilliantly, and even if you follow like the racing line perfectly, like you'll see racers that still blow past you.
Yeah, that's weird. Like, I mean, I understand some racing games, whatever, but it's not an arcade one, right? Is it?
No, it's really simulation focused.
Yeah. I think if it was like something where, it's like one of those, if it's like Midnight Club or something, you're using motorcycles, but it's not any of that, so that's really weird.
Yeah, like I'm ready to just throw out a red turtle shell and like knock the guy off or something.
It's like one of those, man, I wish I could do that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if... Hold on, I don't know what's...
Oh, I finally beat Assassin's Creed 4 on PS4 also.
Oh, you did? Sweet.
I don't like playing it on console as much as PC.
Why? Oh, because you can't use some kind of cheat or something?
Yep. It's on PC I can just have like infinite like metal. Like I'm not worried about money at all, but like in AC4 to upgrade your ship you need metal and you can't buy it, you have to like attack other ships to get it, and it's just a pain in the ass.
Yeah, that seems...
Like
I haven't played much of it, but it seems very annoying.
Like I have 70,000 gold. It's like, let me just buy this metal so I can upgrade my stupid cannons, please.
Yeah, just I don't want to have to go through and beat all these stupid things. Just come on. I want to be able to kick some ass in the game.
Yeah.
Well, for me, it took an entire week, but I finally got the damn game with the adapter for Rock Band 4. So I can finally sit here and talk about the actual, like, I mean, look, the vocals have the cool freestyle thing, but that's really for if you already know how to do vocals and you just can't get high enough or low enough. That's what that thing's there for. If you want to do some kind of funny little things here and there. But the other stuff is what's actually fun. The freestyle guitar stuff is something I thought I'd never wanted, and now I just want to do it in every song. It is freaking awesome. Like, just doing the tutorials and then going through and doing it in the song. Like, you follow the prompts that it tells you. If you do the tutorials, you'll pretty much know there's like 5 or 6 different little freestyle things you can do. Like, you can do the feedback if you move the guitar up and down, and then you just hold a button and you can move all the things around. And I've never ever wanted to use the small buttons on the like where the body of the guitar is, where the high frets are. But when you want to do the freestyle thing, like, that makes all the cool like noises and stuff like that. So it's like you want to use it and you're pressing the stuff. It's a awesome feature. I don't know that it's worth $60 or whatever, but it's something that, tying the rest of the package together, I think it was definitely worth adding into the game. The stuff with the drums takes a little getting used to, because it's like the exact opposite of the freestyle thing, because you pretty much already had the freestyle version of that, in the olden days, where you pretty much just did your own fill, and then you'd hit the green button to get overdrive on. Well, this one, you're doing the fills that are not part of the song, but they're fills that would make sense if you did them in a song. And sometimes it's just like, okay, I can't hit this. I'm just gonna like go through the motions till the green flashing button comes on, and then I'm just gonna go into overdrive. But what sucks is you lose your multipler if you don't hit that fill. So that might be something that, unless you're like really good at drums, you might want to go back to the old way, because, and that's the thing too, like if you don't do the tutorials with the freestyle guitar, your multipler is gonna go away, because you're not hitting what they want you to hit. So it's up to you, what you want to do. You can also turn all the prompts and all that stuff off. They made that stuff all customizable. You can do it in the song, and it doesn't make you have to restart the song either. So it's like really cool the way they made all these little options. It's really small things, but they make it so much easier now to just play your game the way you want it, and you don't have to go back to the menu and all that stuff. Other than that, I mean, the guitar is the guitar, the drums are the drums, the bass is the bass. I mean, it all does the same. I mean, I have the old instruments, the Beatles Rock Band instruments, so it all the problems that the people are having with the Rock Band 4 ones, I don't have that problem. The legacy adapter works really well. You just turn it on, you sync it, it recognizes your thing in about 2 seconds, and you're playing again. Just be careful if you're on Xbox One. Like, don't try to actually navigate the actual like dashboard with it, because it won't work. It's apparently a bug they're trying to fix. So you actually have to go into the game, go into a mode, and then you can turn it on and sign with the controller, and then you have to sign your controller out, and then you can put your controller in with your profile and stuff. But the thing I don't know if they're gonna be able to fix it or not, but apparently if you have more than one instrument, like if you have the drums and the guitar in at the same time, it doesn't let you have different profiles. So if you're one of those people that like you'd like to have your own scores on your own thing, it's going to be something that kind of pisses you off. The one thing I don't understand is, I get that it's cool to have like updatable firmware and stuff in your instruments, like for these new ones, but only Mad Cats would think about, let's make people have to have a computer, and you have to have Bluetooth on your computer in order to be able to update your instruments. Does that make any sense to you?
Well, I mean, they couldn't I don't think they could push it over consoles. Like,
I know, but if you have a Mac, you can't do it. You have to have a PC with Bluetooth.
Well, that's because Macs are computers.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, you can't even use a Mac. You can't, like, if you have anything older than Windows 7, you're screwed. If if your computer doesn't have Bluetooth, you're screwed if you have PS4. Now, if you have Xbox One, you have to do something really stupid. If you don't, like, I moved my Xbox One in my room because I want to be able to play the game whenever I want, instead of having to deal with, well, daughter wants to use TV, or mom or wife want to use TV, so I can't play it right then. But you have to connect basically take a USB cable, connect from your computer to your Xbox One, and then get it to work. So you know, it's a little cumbersome, and for some people it's totally just screws with them. You know, that's just something that I think they didn't plan for and should have done better. Maybe Mad Catz will figure out something that'll work for everybody, but I think it's kind of it doesn't do anybody any favors if they can't get into. I mean, because literally the drums do not work if you can't update the firmware. So I mean, that's a problem, and they had this problem last time for Rock Band 3 where certain things were missing, certain things didn't show up. It took a whole week for GameStop to finally get this adapter. Like, Best Buy doesn't even know when they're coming, and they don't even seem to give a crap either. So if I were you, I'd just cancel my pre-order wherever it is, unless it's GameStop, and actually go and just order it off Amazon, because they have the. If you have Xbox One, that is. If you have PS4 and you're looking for one of those dongles, you're kind of screwed. So, I think overall I'll have a written review probably sometime this week or next week. But the game it's a base game. It's exactly what they told you it was going to be. They're going to update stuff with it later. It doesn't have online right now. Online is going to show up at some point. We don't know. They just came out with a survey that basically asked everybody, what do you want first? Do you want created stuff first? Do you want competitive stuff first? Do you want online first? And I guess they're just going to go based off of that survey. So, who knows? But at least they're listening to people. Almost all the DLC tracks work. If you got Rock Band Blitz, those tracks work now. They just put those in. They're working on the imports. They actually already came out and said that Rock Band 3 is also going to import now. So that's another plus. That's another 70 to 80 songs you'll get to play eventually. So, I mean, there's a lot in there, I think. If you're a Rock Band person, or if you're a person that used to love that game and you're wondering whether you need to buy it or not, just research and temper your expectations. Don't sit there and go, oh, I didn't know about this, I didn't know about that. Well, you bought it, and now you just either got to take it back or deal with it. I'm just saying, you know, it's one of those where you just need to be, don't expect people to just tell you everything. You can go on the forums and find out if you want, but I'm just saying, don't expect, it's not going to be out there in a press release. You have to go find it yourself. It's just, there's too much to do. Other than that, I think that's like pretty much all I've been playing. So, or that I've gotten to play a little bit here and there of. As soon as the adapter came in, I've kind of been focused on other stuff this week. But yeah, apparently, the beta for Overwatch starts in 2 weeks. Just got announced.
You played Battlefront Beta, didn't you?
Yes, I did play the Battlefront Beta. I forgot about that. We might as well start there, because the internet has a very opinionated thought on the Battlefront Beta, and a lot of people don't like it. There are many people that do like it. There's a lot of people that couldn't stand it. There's a lot of people that don't like the fact that it's basically Battlefield Star Wars. So, you know, it's up to, you know, me and, if you listen to some of the E3 podcasts that we did, you might have remembered Randy Isbell. Him and I played it on PS4. I did download it and play the survival on Xbox One as well. Didn't seem to have any problems, other than apparently Xbox One was 720 and PS4 was 900p, so if you're all about the P's, then whatever. But survival thing was pretty simple. You just keep killing things until you're done, and then you have to go and do what you do in the drop zone one, which is basically you try to control these little pods, and whoever gets the number 5, it's either you run out of the 15 minutes or you run out of pods, or they get to 5 pods first. Well, the problem is, like, it's very inconsistent about where it drops you. Sometimes you'll get dropped right where the pod is. You'll be able to press the button, and the other team will get put on the other side of the map, and by the time they can even get over there, you already got that pod. Then you might have that problem. Then you both might get dropped right where the pod is, and you'll get shot and killed immediately. You know, it was really inconsistent as to where it dropped us. That was the problem I had with it. It's also seemed like there's a lot of leveling that you have to do. Like, I only got up to like level 4, and that was with playing those games as it happened. I mean, because I just, you know, that was the only time Randy could play, and I really didn't want to sit there and play by myself with randoms that much. So it seems like you have to level up to get the bigger loadouts or the better weapons that they want you to have. And there was just certain things that were there with the character they gave you or whatever that didn't make any sense. Of course, they don't explain any of that to you. It's just there. So, and the walker thing, the walker assault was cool and all, but if you were a rebel, God, you were fucked. It made you look like you were. I mean, look, I'm not the greatest at multiplayer FPS games. Alright, I died a bunch and all those things. But also, it's just like, in those games, you don't even see where somebody's coming from. So, like, somebody will be shooting me, and I can't even I can turn around, but there's no way I'm going to be able to see that person. He's just going to come by and freaking kill me. And it was really, I mean, they really should have some kind of camera or something that at least shows you where that person is behind you, so the next time you get in that situation, you can kind of understand, okay, well, I probably need to rotate to the right so that guy so I can try to at least shoot that person. I mean, the shooting is all the mechanics and stuff works fine. It looks beautiful. It felt like a Star Wars game when you're playing it. Like, at least the level, the feeling of, I'm in a Star Wars world, or whatever. Maybe it's not the whole epic adventure of a Star Wars world, and this is where I kind of disagree completely with EA about we couldn't put in a single-player mode, because I think a single-player mode would have been great for the game, or whatever. I mean, this is fun, but this also feels just like any other multiplayer shooter. Eventually, unless you just like certain modes, it's going to get old. I mean, they're going to try to, which I guess we're going to go ahead and get into all this, because there's a lot of Battlefront stuff that came out right after the beta ended, which was on Tuesday. And pretty much, EA came out and announced that there's going to be a $50 season pass that has 4 expansions.
That's what Call of Duty does. I mean, why not?
Yeah. I mean, are you, like, there's apparently people complaining that $50 is too much.
No, that's exactly what Call of Duty does, and people buy that, no problem. And that's what Battlefield has done too. But
I mean, the thing is too, these are like expansions. These are expansions to the game. These are not just like a little costume packs and whatever. They're adding, whether it's more modes or maybe they'll add in some story stuff into the certain modes. I think that people are jumping the gun a little bit too much. Let's find out what's in here first. That being said, there's a lot of people online that are complaining about the fact that it doesn't have a lot of depth, and that it's really unbalanced. Of course, it was a beta, so this is pretty much like it's there to stress test whether their servers can handle it more than anything. Like, I'm sure you saw some of that. Do you think that some of that's going to get fixed, or do you worry about it still being in there when the game launches? Or
it'd be nice if it was fixed, but EA is an evil empire, so it makes sense the empire be overpowered in the game.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, to me, I think, you just need to I do worry about it a little bit, because there's probably some things they might miss, and then they're going to have to patch, and then people are going to be complaining about, oh, well, this came out broken again, or this doesn't work, or whatever, and it's seemingly been a normal thing for video games, that's what's going to happen, so hopefully it doesn't happen for Battlefront. They also revealed a bunch more modes that are going to be in the game. There's a cargo and droid one, which is like a 6v6, and it's like their version of Capture the Flag. You can run into the enemy base and collect the stuff, but you don't have to have your own stuff in there for you to get a score. So, and the matches start at 5-5, and then they go up and down depending on who has what, and then you have 15 minutes to figure it out. So, and apparently the one map that they do know is going to be in there is the Rebel base of Tatooine. There's also one called Hero Hunt, where basically you play as either the hero or the villain, depending on what planet you're playing as, and then there's 7 other people that spawn as troops from the opposite side. So it's like a 7 versus 1. which is going to be in another game that we're going to talk about here in a little bit. And pretty much you're either going to be like, if you kill that hero or villain, you take their place as like Darth Vader or Luke or Boba Fett or somebody. Which also apparently Luke was in the walk. I didn't play that much of the Walker Assault, so I don't remember ever seeing him. But apparently, like Luke, Return of the Jedi Luke is in that Hoth level with the AT-AT. So, and people were saying that was really unbalanced too. That should have been put in a different way. So, who knows? But I mean, there's some cool levels or some modes in there. I think it'd be kind of interesting to see what they add. Also, is just if they're going to be able to add anything like creative or whatever. Are you like interested in any of that stuff, or just
not really? Because my two problems with Battlefront 3 are, or whatever they're calling it, Battlefront, is I don't like dice games, or I just don't like how they play. Like, I never got into Battlefield 2 or anything like that, or 3 or 4. And also, I know too much about what that game's been through to like make me not enjoy it, because I know there used to be a better game called Battlefront 3, and I'm pissed that never came out.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, it does suck that didn't ever come out, but it's
like then just making like a generic shooter with Star Wars slapped onto it doesn't really appeal to me.
You think that's what this is?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, even stuff like that has been done before better, like Jedi Knight 2 or Jedi Academy. Like, that's better.
I'll agree with you there. It's
like
I like Jedi Academy a lot.
Like, you just kind of playing as a dude with a blaster, and occasionally you like pick up the power to be Darth Vader is just not like enjoyable. Especially because like in Star Wars there's not a ton of guns. Like, you always just either have like a laser pistol or the laser assault rifle, and that's about it. It's not.
Yeah, I mean they're obviously going to add guns that they probably weren't ever part of the Star Wars universe because they had to have different variations of it. But
one of them would be like the chain lightsaber, like it'll just be like the Lancer from Gears of War, but instead of a chainsaw, it'll be a lightsaber.
Wow. I mean, that'd be cool though. I'd love to see that. It'll probably be in there at some point. Wouldn't be surprised.
And I'm sure like one of the expansions or something will add more hero characters. I assume like the hero will be like Han Solo and the villain will be like Boba Fett and stuff like that. You know.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, they could even add Princess Leia in there if they want to, just to have a female character.
Leia will be the hero character, and the villain will be like the 40-year-old nerd who like is still obsessed over her slave costume.
Yeah, that sold for how much was it?
96,000, I think.
Jesus. Wow. That's a lot for costume, but whatever floats people's boats, I guess. I wouldn't be out there buying that, but hey, the Battlefront Beta was a big success. 9 million people logged in. I had to do voice chat through the party system because there is no dedicated voice chat in the game. But I just said, you can use the party chat in the Xbox One or in the PS4, or just use Skype or something else on the PC. So it's not that big a deal. I'm sure some people will make a big deal out of it, but it's better than not having it at all, which you can do. Where I think it's a rightful complaint with the Wii U. So I mentioned that there was 7 versus 1 gameplay in that Battlefront game. Well, there's going to be 7 versus 1 gameplay in this Friday the 13th game that is now coming out. It used to be something else, and now it's gonna star Jason, and there's gonna be like 7 just humans running around, and I guess you can either play as the humans or you can play as Jason. Are you interested in this at all? It's coming to current gen consoles and PC in 2016.
How could anything top the NES Friday the 13th game?
How did I know you were going to mention that?
Like, I would say this doesn't interest me just because I don't think a multiplayer, like, I wouldn't want a multiplayer Friday the 13th game. I'd want a single-player game. Like, either as Jason or as a camp counselor. Maybe have, like, 2 campaigns, but it just sounds really weird to me.
Well, I mean, wouldn't it, it's kind of like Evolve, but just...
Yeah, but that didn't, like, that
Jason.
wasn't, that bombed, or that didn't sell that well. Like, everyone played it for, like, a week or 2, and then that was about it.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it sold 2.5 million copies, which to them was enough. Hey, I mean, at least they're doing better than, Square or Tomb Raider didn't sell enough, so they're making a number 2. And I'm sure adding a single-player campaign might help there. This was a Kickstarter at one point, and they decided to change it into this. I mean...
Well, it still is a Kickstarter.
Yeah, it's just... I think this is kind of a cool idea. I can definitely see, like, where if it becomes something, they add in, like, let's say Freddy Krueger gets his own game, or they add him in as DLC, or... Like, you think it can be successful enough to where they start adding more, like, slasher legends in there, or you don't think it's gonna sell that well at all?
I mean, it'll sell to people, but I think it'll always run into the problem that strictly multiplayer-focused FPS games run into, where, like I said, they play it for a week and then that's it. I mean, this isn't first person, but I assume it'll have to be. I don't think it'll be third person.
I mean, I could see it being third person depending on how they want to do it. I mean, it just depends on if, like, you're gonna be told, okay, well, you have to hide in these certain places and try to get away from Jason. I don't know that it's gonna be on this, like, small, this certain size map, and then, okay, well, just try to not get killed by the guy or try to kill him. I mean, it depends on. They could add a lot of different things where you can hide, and this not necessarily has to be first person. So now I could see it where with Jason it sort of has to be first person if you're controlling him. But I agree with you that those kind of games, their lifespan is pretty short. I mean, if you really get into it and you enjoy it and it's good, then
Yo, remember Titanfall?
Yeah. But, I mean, even Titanfall, just like you said, it got to the point where there wasn't a whole lot to do in it. Even with the DLC they kept adding and all that. So.
Well, they made that stuff free eventually. So good on them for that for once.
Alright. Well, we go from one... he was around in the 80s, right, Jason?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we go from 80s icon to another one. Back to the Future is having their 30th anniversary edition of the game out on October 13th with some, upgraded visuals as much as you can get from PS3 and older PCs and stuff.
The weird thing is it came to PS4, Xbox 360, and Xbox One. But that's it.
Right. Well, yeah, because all the other ones already have the older version, I guess. So.
Yeah, but why not just kind of go hey, let's flip this one to the anniversary one.
Yeah, that's weird. Maybe it's one of those where they wanted to get it out to the systems that didn't have it at all first, and then maybe they might bring it to the other ones.
I hope so, or I hope I have it for Steam already or PC, so I hope they just go, here's the 30th anniversary collection for free. Like, we know you have it, so here.
I got all those in that big flash sale.
Yeah.
So, I still need to go back and play them.
Back
and
to the
also
Back to the Future, you mean?
Do what?
Back
Yeah,
to the
Back to the Future. This is the Telltale one, right?
Yeah, it's a very weird game, but
Yeah.
I think it's pretty enjoyable.
That was like was it their first one or their second one? I can't remember.
Well, I mean, Telltale's been around for a while. It was like their 5th game, actually. But
Well, like Sam and Max was like the first ones, right? And then
yeah.
Then it was like, was it Jurassic Park or was it this?
No, Back to the Future came first.
Okay. Even though Back to the Future looks much better than Jurassic Park does.
Well, Jurassic Park has it has more in line with like the modern Telltale like gameplay styles, like quick time events and like the dashing around stuff. But like Back to the Future is like a much more traditional type of adventure game.
Ah, okay. See, that sucks. I wish they could find a way to kind of meld the two much better than just basically following prompts.
Well, I mean, like the Walking Dead and stuff really did that. Like that's where they kind of melded the two together. Like Back to the Future is like an old style adventure game, like more or less. And Jurassic Park went too far in the other direction, where they tried to make it like an action game, and it failed badly.
Yeah, I just remember playing parts of that. I'm like, okay, I don't know what they're trying to do here, but this is not working that great. I mean, it's still decent. It's like, okay, you're asking me to shoot something, and I don't have a lot of range to try to shoot. This aiming is terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not good. But you know, apparently today is National Dessert Day. So, you know, you Rocket League people, you get the dessert of having the DeLorean show up in your game as part of the. It's going to cost $2, and starting next week, you can get that DLC and play with the DeLorean as you bat around the soccer ball. Or apparently they're going to change different balls that you're going to be hitting. So, you know, whatever. I mean, that's cool.
Yeah.
They're not charging a whole lot for it, so.
That's about the right price for that thing. Like, you know, it's a single.
They could easily probably charge $5 for it, and people probably would play it. You know, but I that's cool that it's just like the price of a rock band song. It's like it's not that much for what they're doing.
Yeah.
I'm sure the licensing probably cost them a pretty penny for them to charge it like that. But, hey, you take a loss to make a gain there. Apparently Arkham Knight and Mortal Kombat, is it X or 10? Or?
X, yep.
Okay, X. Well, despite the PC releases both being terrible for those games, they still sold 5 million copies apiece. So that's good. I mean, not that we expected them to sell badly, but
yeah, it's telling that Arkham Knight is still not on sale on Steam.
Yeah, but didn't they announce that? Like, that it's going to be like next week or the end of October or something?
I think it'll be this month. Like, that's what they've been saying, but yeah. I can't imagine people are going to rush to go buy that thing.
Yeah. I mean, something that may fall into that same boat is the Xbox One adapter, which is going to be available next week. If you are one of those that stream your Xbox One games on your PC, you can finally play an Xbox One with an Xbox One controller, because that adapter that costs $25 will be coming. So, you know, you can either buy that, or if you want an extra controller or something like that, you can get a Xbox One controller and adapter for $80. That way you can have a controller just for your streaming PCs, I guess. So Nintendo, Nintendo hasn't announced anything, but apparently somebody went digging through the eShop files and whatnot, and found out that there's possibly a Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD coming.
Please no.
No?
That was the worst Zelda game. That's what made me dislike Zelda.
I only got to play it on the Wii, so I automatically disliked it.
I played it on the GameCube and I still disliked it.
Why?
It was like a 40-hour game. It was like stupid long. Like, it took you 4 hours to get out of this stupid first town. Like, I remember like when the bull, or I think it's like the bull or the cow's running at you, and you have to like stop it. I was just like, I did that for like 10 minutes and just like, why am I doing this?
Yeah, wait, why did you have to do that anyway? I don't.
It was like you had like jobs in the town, like you're helping out like your little friends and
Okay.
like
Yeah, because I thought that the whole having to do fishing with the Wii remote.
Yeah.
I was like, nope, I'm done.
Well, that still wasn't fun with the controller too, and I was like, nope. Like, I would rather a HD port of, like, Link to the Past, honestly.
I'm surprised they haven't thought about doing that. I guess because they did the ones for Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, and like they don't want to have to take from a Super Nintendo game.
Well, they basically already did it with Link Between Worlds, like the 3DS thing. Like, just,
Right.
I mean, you have the game engine, like, do it.
Maybe if they get desperate enough or something.
Well, they could always just, have it between, like, release Link to the Past as a 3DS game, and then, like, port them both over to the Wii U as, like, a collection, like the Link collection or something like that. Like, that would actually be fine.
That'd be interesting.
But Twilight Princess is a horrible game.
It's amazing to me, like, Legend of Zelda has such a diverse like fan base with their games. Like, there's people that love Twilight Princess, there's people that love Skyward Sword, there's people that hate Skyward Sword, hate Twilight Princess, hate certain games. But they also have their certain ones where, like, nobody ever says, hey, I don't like Ocarina of Time, hey, I don't like Link to the Past or whatever. Almost
I think
everybody hates Link 2. But
the most divisive game, I think, is generally Majora's Mask.
yeah, because that had such the weird gameplay element with the time and all that.
But that was also, I thought that was, like, a great game. Like, one of the best Zelda games, honestly.
I completely agree with you. I love that game. Like, I don't like that game. That game sometimes gets too much crap, just from people who just don't understand it, I think.
Like, there are problems with Majora's Mask, for sure, but it's still, like, an amazing game.
Yeah, it's the exact opposite of what Square Enix tried to do with Lightning Returns. Just that did not capture the time thing at all.
Yeah.
I don't have a transition to this, but Bungie had to come out and sort of shoot down. I don't know. They didn't completely shoot down things, and if I'm a Destiny player, I'm a little worried because we know Blizzard has put a lot of different microtransaction things in there, or made it to where you can buy things now that weren't there before. And it's also Activision. They're gonna want to sit there and try to make money any way they can with this game. They started with Destiny has microtransactions for emotes. Then all of a sudden somebody gets into, I guess it's like the files or whatever, and they find out that now they have sold this to people who, like, when you buy Taken King, so you can already be up to the sort of the same level with your friends, but they're going to sell level boosters out there, and apparently there's also people that are worried that they're going to sell, make it to where you can basically pay to get better drops in the raids. And it makes people worry that it's going to be pay to win. Do you think that, Bungie said that that's not happening. The stuff with the paying for drops is not true. That's not in there. They didn't say no about the level boosting thing, but I don't know if that's too much of a deal. Like, what do you think about all this stuff with the...
Oh, the level boosting is fine, because the Taken King already gives you one of those. Like, you get, like, a crystal, and it gets you to, like, level 25 instantly. So I assume that it'll sell more of those, like, if you just want, like, alternate characters. Like, I have zero problem with that, if you care. Chance thing, or, like, the pay to increase drops thing is a tad weird. But I actually wouldn't mind it for something like World of Warcraft, because I'm tired of running Strath home.
You still haven't gotten that mount you want, huh?
No. Like, that's just, like, whenever I play that game, and that's why I don't play it often, is because I just run that thing continuously for, like, a month or a week, and nothing drops, and I just go, well, I'm done.
Right. I mean, it's I understand the divisiveness of it, because it can kind of seem like pay to win, like pay to get the drops you want, or know you're going to get the drops you want, and then you really don't have to do a whole lot. But I mean, with that game continuing to update, and then the level boosting, it's not like it's not like with WoW where they gave you level boost to 90 before the game even came out, and the whole point of the next game was to get to 100. So you start on a level playing field. Here you're starting at 25, and you still have to go through things to get to 40. So it's not like you're just automatically, okay, well I don't have to play a single second of the game in order to get to where everybody else is at. No, you still have to play it. So I think, to be fair to Activision, I don't think it's that big a deal. The people that are making a big deal of it, I can understand, like, once you open that door, how far is too far? Is it, when does that happen, like, for you, for a game like this? Like, how far is too far when it comes to, like, buying buffs and microtransactions?
If it was like, if you beat this boss, it has this one loot table. If you pay, it'll have a different one. That would probably be too far. Or if it was that you can't beat this boss without paying us $1 or $2, or you can't even see it.
Okay.
Like, to me, that would probably be unexcusable.
Yeah, I think people just need to be aware that don't pay attention so much to the internet. People are going to complain about anything that changes about your game because, my lord. Just a person that inhabits the Rock Band forums, the just total hate that is going on right now, and some of that's, is fair, but some of the other stuff is just like, wow, this thing's not in there right now, and I'm mad. It's like, hey, you know what? They never said this game is done. Just stop already.
Yeah, it's also
like making you have to buy it.
Yeah, it's also Destiny, so really, who cares?
Yeah, it's also Destiny, and I mean, well, there's still millions of people that are playing this game. So do you understand any? Apparently this is a big deal, and I don't understand what it means at all. I mean, I haven't had a Dell. I still have an old Dell computer sitting over there, just sitting, and thankfully I had it, because if not, I wouldn't be able to do anything on my computer because my wireless mouse, the spring broke, and basically I would have been dead in the water there. But like this whole Dell buying EMC, like what does that mean?
I think it's like for cloud computing and cloud storage, like they would have they could compete with Google OneDrive, or not OneDrive, but Google Drive and Microsoft's OneDrive and stuff like that.
Alright, so basically Dell has their own cloud thing that they can put into their computers.
Hopefully at least, yeah.
Alright, so it is a big deal for them. I mean, the $67 billion or whatever they spent for it, whatever, but I don't know that it totally affects, us, consumers, unless you're out there buying a Dell computer at this point.
Well, I think Dell is trying to move kind of past personal computers, because they're trying to get into enterprise stuff, or more services like IBM used to.
I wouldn't blame them, because I think there's so many alternatives.
Yeah, the margins for a new computer are very slim. So I mean, why not? If you say, well, we're the only business that has this one cloud, that's a lot better than saying we get $5 for every new computer we build. It's well.
Yeah, I mean, and so many people are making computers, and then it's just, there's so many different kinds now. You have the tablet ones, you have the ones that are the touchscreen computers, like the one I have, which I don't even know why I made that a big deal, because I don't even use the damn touchscreen. And I think my whole thinking was to let my daughter mess around with the computer, and then I just realized that it's gonna be a while before I'll probably have to buy it. She now has a tablet, and that's all she cares about. But it's just, there's a lot of different options, and I think Dell was a company. I think to me, when I was in college, Dell was the thing to have, right? So unless you played games, then you had an Alienware computer or something, but.
Well, not Dell owns Alienware, so there you go.
Yeah, and that also lets them put things into, they can, okay, you want Alienware, here's what you can have in it. You want a Dell, here's this. And I mean, I hated their customer service, their whole oh, you have to pay for this, and you got to do this, and we're not even gonna talk to you if you don't have this service. And I'm like, what bullshit? Like, I don't ever want a Dell again. Like, you know, I mean, obviously now, you know, there's Square Trade and you can just get a warranty for whatever computer you have, and it solves a lot of the problem. But like, when I had a problem with my Samsung, my computer that I have right now, where I got it and it didn't work because I got it from Amazon. It was a person, you know, it was like a retailer person sort of, you know.
Yeah.
And they didn't give me a problem. They told me send it back, and I mean it took them like a week to fix it, and they fixed it and didn't give me a problem, you know. And with Dell, it was this back and forth, you know, bullcrap every time. So just to me, if I don't ever have to hear them tell me I own something of theirs again, I'll be happy. But you know, that being said, I do still sit here and wonder if I want to own Until Dawn or not. It seems like a really cool game. I need to go. Every time I go to Redbox, it's not there. But there, you know, Until Dawn 2 is a possibility, supposedly, according to Supermassive Games. This is the Greg Kasavin company, right?
No, I can't be that. They're
No, they're it's something else massive or whatever, right?
Yeah. Aren't they Super Giant?
Yeah, Super Giant. The damn super in the name or whatever. But yeah. So they're saying that they've talked about a Until Dawn 2, but obviously it couldn't have the same characters and it couldn't be in the same setting. But they're also thinking about, you know, the way you could do like an Until Dawn and a totally different thing outside of horror. You know, as a different way to make the game. Like, what's something else that they could? I guess they could. It not be like a sort of slasher thing. It could be more like a ghost story, or
It'll be a comedy about a gopher and a golf course.
Exactly.
They can scan in Bill Murray.
Oh no, they're the ones that helped with like DLC for Little Big Planet. They made that Doctor Who Eternity Clock game.
Ugh.
And Killzone HD.
That Doctor Who game has never been on sale on Steam. Like, if it
Wow,
would hit,
is that bad?
if it would hit $5, I'd buy it, but I'm not spending 10. I refuse to.
Was it like that bad?
I've heard it's bad, and it's also just like a weird, like a very poor 2D platformer. Like,
why would you want that? Like, why are they making 2D platformers?
Like, well, they actually made a different company made the Doctor Who Adventure games, and those are weird, but they're actually kind of enjoyable. Like, if you want to just play a Doctor Who game, but
Yeah.
Eternity Clock is not that.
Yeah, that doesn't. I'm sorry, but I don't know why. Sometimes, you know, and they made it seem like it was something completely different when it was coming out. I remember people being like stoked for that thing.
Nope, it's a 2D adventure game or 2D like platformer where you switch between the Doctor and River Song as you like fight Daleks and kill them and stuff. Like he has a sonic screwdriver and she just has a gun.
Nice. So, Nolan North says that fans don't want an Uncharted movie anymore. Because pretty much what you're going to get in the movie is not going to equal the interactivity and experience you get in the game. Plus, they're not going to buy him as Nathan Drake. Do they even need to have Nathan Drake or Nolan North as Nathan Drake? I mean, I know you want the voice and everything, but couldn't they just have some other actor play him? And
It'll be Chris Pratt.
oh, you know it right there. I bet he would sign up for that too.
I'm sure he would do that more than Indiana Jones, honestly. Like, there'd be a lot less baggage, at least.
Yeah, but isn't he like already signed Indiana Jones?
I think he's rumored. I don't want him to, let's just say that.
Why not?
I think he's too good for the material.
Ah.
And them, like, digging up the corpse of Harrison Ford to do it again is just sad.
Are they seriously gonna try to put him in that again?
Yeah.
Oh man, you gotta be kidding me.
Like, he's old. Let him go.
Yeah, like the dude hurt himself doing Star Wars. Like, just let him go.
Yeah, I think I saw The Martian in theaters a few weeks ago when it came out, and there was a trailer for Star Wars, and like when Han Solo like popped up, I was just like, this is depressing.
Yeah, they didn't say do the movie like, well, when did Return of the Jedi end? I think, was it 80 something?
I think 89, 87.
Yeah, they didn't say do it almost, what would be like 40 years later, or 30 or 40 years later? Like, God. It's a completely different look to all these guys at this point. And Carrie Fisher, same thing.
I mean, Mark Hamill he looks older for sure, but he still reasonably looks like Mark Hamill, or like Luke Skywalker.
Right. And it is more about like Luke Skywalker's kids and all that stuff, so that one kind of makes sense. But, well, I mean, look, that movie's probably gonna be really good. I'm not gonna hate on that. Just, it is what it is.
Couldn't be any worse than the last three.
No, that's for sure. I mean, it would have to be really crappy to be as bad as the last three. But man, I still see an Uncharted movie getting made. Whether Nolan North said it or not, that obviously has never been a problem for people. They will take out things and they will put people in movies that look nothing like the character that was in the comic or the book or the whatever, just to do the movie with the name on it. So
Zac Efron as Nathan Drake.
Oh, okay, that's where I don't see the movie at all. So are you going to be part of the Steam stealth sale that's happening?
I saw some of that. I own about 85% of the things already on sale.
Yeah, a lot of it's stuff that's big games that pretty much everybody probably already owns at this point. Dishonored, Far Cry 4, Skyrim, Assassin's Creed 4.
Well, all these Assassin's Creeds.
All the Assassin's Creeds. Far Cry 4, Far Cry 3, Blood Dragon, which, we already know Mark doesn't like. I mean, I think the only one that's on this list is Ghost Recon Future Soldier. It's like the only one you don't own.
I have that.
Oh, you do? Besides, and Thief?
I'll never buy Thief.
No. The only reason I have is it was free on PS Plus. But, I've probably never played that thing. But, I mean, I'm sure there's some titles in there. Just, I guess, check it out on Steam and see if you want that. But speaking of Assassin's Creed, the film is being compared by people that are, I guess, involved in it as, I guess this is going to be like their Batman Begins. And apparently Michael Fassbender's like working directly with the writers. Like, he signed on with nothing being there except for the name Assassin's Creed, and that he's gonna have a lot of creative freedom with that movie and everything. Does the name, like, it being attached to saying this is like their Batman Begins, does that make you more intrigued or less, or?
I would say less. I mean, because Batman Begins was a decent film, but it was the second one that really kind of got people's attention.
Right, but this is kind of like, I guess, their starter film or whatever, and they plan on expanding on it.
I guess I'm way more curious just about how that movie is going to be constructed. Like, if it'll just be like a 2-hour historical film, and then the last 5 minutes they pop out of the Animus. Like, or if they have that whole Animus thing, like, in the beginning. Like, you see another character, I assume, getting into the Animus, and then use Michael Fassbender,
Right.
Or if they tied into that first civilization crap that they have in Assassin's Creed as it is.
I mean, I'm not a big fan of the Assassin's Creed franchise, but I'll probably still see the movie, especially Michael Fassbender's awesome anyway.
I'll see the film for sure. I mean, I'll probably try to see it opening night if I can, but...
So are you going to see this sequel to The Lion King, Lion's Guard?
No, I never saw The Lion King.
What? Hold on. You've never seen The Lion King?
No, that was the last Disney film of that era I saw was Aladdin, I think.
Okay, that's close enough, but still, like, who the hell hasn't seen The Lion King?
Like I had seen like parts of it, but I never saw it because it just didn't interest me, I guess.
I
And
can understand.
I found the two Timon and Pumbaa. I found those characters really grating, even as a kid.
Well, yeah, see, we have different sense of humor because I laugh so hard.
Did you watch the TV show?
The TV show was bad.
Hmm.
The TV show was so bad, but that's why I have my 2 movies and I'm good with that. Well, my 3, I have the 1.5 too, which is like them narrating the movie. So it's like I remember watching this. We were on a trip to like Colorado or something, and my dad goes, "I rented this because I thought it was actually a 1.5. I didn't know it was just these 2 characters narrating the whole first movie again. Like, it's so annoying."
Yeah.
I remember like loving it. And my dad sitting over there just hating the crap out of the movie. I'm like, man. I'll probably watch it November 22nd, close to my birthday. I love Lion King, so yeah. But I don't know about the TV show. Basically, having another TV show again. I don't know about all that.
Yeah, where's the DuckTales TV show?
Man, damn it! That I want that. I thought that was a rumor. They were bringing that back or something.
I would settle for either a DuckTales TV show or a new Gargoyles TV show.
I would settle for anything at Disney back then, like Darkwing Duck, all that. Tailspin even, hell.
That was like the classic era of Disney, essentially.
Oh,
like
man,
Disney took TV.
the theme music, I could just listen to those songs all day. But something we may not get to see, which is going to be very disappointing, Inhumans, the movie, might be canceled. Even though they're spending all this time on Armored Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. basically pimping that movie, it looks like the former owner or the former guy in charge of the Marvel film part is now still in charge of the TV part, and he doesn't want to give Kevin Feige anything. Feige doesn't. Is it Feige doesn't want it, or I don't know what it is, but they are apparently going clashing as to whether or not that movie is getting made because they don't like each other.
I never thought an Inhuman movie would be pulled off well.
I know, but you have all this storyline now with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and then you have a movie that can sit there and take from that, and then you're not going to even do it. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, I'm sure between the film or the TV guy, Disney will rather go with the film guy with that equation. Let's go with the guy who makes us $2 billion. All right, that's cool.
I don't know. I think they should still make it. I mean, it has a lot of room to be like Guardians of the Galaxy or whatever.
See, I agree with, I know that there's that comparison, but the Inhumans are a very, I wouldn't say third rate, but even in the Marvel universe, they're not really that important. Except for, could you name 5 Inhumans? Let's just say that.
Yeah.
I mean, you could say that about Guardians of the Galaxy a little, but they have at least personality to them that
right,
the Inhumans don't have.
After seeing that movie, now you remember everybody.
But the main Inhuman is the King Black Bolt, and he doesn't talk because his voice is too powerful. But trying to base a movie around that's like trying to base a movie around Chewbacca.
Which they should add Chewbacca as a hero in Battlefront.
Oh yeah, they will eventually.
Well, speaking of Marvel, they have also announced. Well, not only did they show apparently the first episode of Jessica Jones, which apparently it's even darker than Daredevil, so that's good if you like your dark stuff. But Joe Quesada basically went on and announced there's going to be a holiday animated movie that's gonna come out with the Avengers, and it's gonna be like Santa Claus along with them going against Loki and Ymir. So.
Think they'll get any of the movie cast?
Probably not. I imagine they'd have to pay a bunch of money for Robert Downey Jr. to do.
See,
voice.
I guess I don't get stuff like that. Like,
no, they'll use the ones from the TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just like, how long would that take? Like, a few days? I mean, you're not going to get paid like $20 million, but you get paid like at least probably $1 million or $2 million. Like, why not?
Yeah, I don't know. It's probably more like Disney doesn't want to even offer because they might say yes and they have to sit there and pay them all that money. Because the people they're paying in the TV show, much less.
Oh yeah, for sure. They'll get Sam Jackson. They can afford him.
Yeah, right. And they can get Coulson,
Yeah.
There's also, that's going to be called Marvel Superhero Adventures Frostfight. So, it's also going to have Ant-Man, Black Panther, Ms. Marvel in it. So they're going to have an Ultimate Spider-Man versus the Sinister Six TV show, which, if I remember correctly, I swear that they had that before. Or something similar to it as a animated show in the past, but maybe that's just me thinking too much. And they also renewed Guardians of the Galaxy, which I still need to watch. I keep saying I'm gonna watch it, and oh no, it actually, yeah, and then they're actually gonna also come out with their own awesome mix or whatever in a couple days from featuring soundtrack songs from that show. So at least they're keeping it all together.
I think the only cartoon I still watch is the Turtles one.
Yeah, I'm so behind on that thing. I just stopped watching.
Well, I like the show, but I hate how Nickelodeon shows it because they show three new episodes and then it's off the air for 2 months. And then they show 6 and then it's off the air again for 2 months. It's like, no.
Yeah,
just show
that
them
doesn't
all.
make any sense. Yeah, either show them all or show at least half of them and then go away.
Yeah.
And then show the other half or something. Yeah, I don't understand that. Did you ever watch this 1980s cartoon called Dino Riders? Because apparently that's getting a movie.
Nope. Never even heard of it.
I didn't either. I was like, what?
That's probably before our time.
It's 14 episodes of a show, and you're gonna make a movie. What? Oh, Mattel.
You know what they need to make a movie out of? Crow.
If that's ever getting. So apparently Hasbro finally figured that they needed to go the Marvel Cinematic Universe route and just make one series that unifies all of their stuff together. One storyline. Do you see this working? Because apparently right now they have the Combiner Wars, and then after that they're going to do Titans Return. And apparently they're going to have it's somehow going to feed into the movies too.
What does Hasbro have? I know they have Transformers. What else? Do they do
G.I. Joe?
Okay. Why?
Well, I mean, if you're them, aren't you trying to just want to make sure everybody buys everything of yours then? If you're...
I mean, in theory, but, they're not going to have, a G.I. Joe versus Transformers movie.
I agree. It's... So, okay, well, they own... They own Parker Brothers, they own Tiger Electronics. They pretty much own, everything, as far as, board games. And Wizards of the Coast. So, here's they own Beyblade, the B-Damien, Action Man, G.I. Joe, Sesame Street, Jurassic Park.
It'll be the movie will just be Optimus Prime versus Elmo.
Yeah, they'll do a My Little Pony.
Yeah.
And Transformers.
My Little Pony turns into a Transformer.
They also own Zoids. Now, see, that's something they should have done a long time ago. Freaking do Zoids versus Transformers or something. That would have been awesome. Back when Zoids, was something.
Was popular or no?
Yeah, that's like in the 90s when Zoids was popular and they were showing it on Toonami. They should have done it. But whatever, guys. They also own Gem, so.
They can do that. They can do that Gem 2 movie then.
Once she gets saved by the Transformers. And they could have done something with Hamtaro when that was a thing. But yeah, I just I mean, they have stuff, but they're not gonna, like you said, I don't see if they had sort of where they're gonna have like the Rock's gonna come in and like we're gonna take down the
he's in a pilot.
Transformers.
Yeah, he's in a pilot Bumblebee throughout the movie.
Yeah, screw you, Shia LaBeouf. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it as far as like, did anything out of New York Comic Con else come out that you really saw that was a big deal, or?
Probably the big thing with Jessica Jones. They showed like a trailer for Daredevil 2. They showed a trailer, I think, for 12 Monkeys. And we're really looking forward to that again. Yeah, I'm pretty interested in seeing Jessica Jones, though, just because I want to see David Tennant as like a bad guy.
Agreed completely on that. So yeah, speaking of Doctor Who, I finally got to watch. I didn't watch episode 3 before we did the last podcast, so that's why I didn't talk about it. But it is a series anyway. The 1 and 2, or the episode 3 and 4 were kind of together. What did you think of the 2 episodes?
I liked them, but I'm worried about the show that they're kind of front-loading it with too many two-parters. Like,
okay,
what?
Is the next one a 2-parter too?
I think so.
Oh, that's not good.
Like, the show doesn't need to have be all single episodes. Like, it doesn't need to be that at all, honestly. But it kind of wears on people's, I would say, patience a little when it's just just full of two-parters. Like, I think the next one is a two-parter because it's going to be with Maisie Williams, and she's in at least 2 of them.
What worries me is what you had told me last week, where apparently the ratings aren't that great in the BBC or over there in England, and if you're front loading the show and it's still not getting the ratings, I'm really
compare how this season has been going. Compare it with even the Matt Smith era or David Tennant. They had a lot more kind of insulate or just singular episodes, standalone episodes that were a little more. I wouldn't say not involved, but you didn't have to be as invested in them.
It's certainly a show that it seems like he's writing it more and more for the hardcore people.
Yeah.
And less for the casuals. And I mean, I love the fact that we get callbacks to old stuff and everything, but I think it kind of shuts out some of the new people that want to get into it. Not to mention you have the change in Doctor, you have the change in just the fact that he goes from being younger to older, which already throws off a lot of the younger crowd that don't care about that and just care about, oh, Matt Smith is hot. So you have that, and instead of kind of, I don't know, I don't have a problem with him writing to us the hardcores, but I think it does run the risk of alienating certain people.
Yeah, you can't kind of hang your hat on the Doctor being dreamy with Tennant or Smith.
Right. Yeah, you got to be able to adapt and change and all that stuff. I mean, I think like we talked about last week, the people complaining about the Sonic glasses. Like, if that's really the reason you're not watching, I don't know what to tell you. You know, like I thought they had actually did a good job of making that seem like it mattered a little bit there with at the end of that second episode. But I liked the episode. I liked what it was about. It was interesting, the whole ghost thing and all that.
The only thing problematic with the episode was you could tell within 5 minutes who was in the box. Because they pulled that maneuver 2 years ago or 3 years ago or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
Of course he's going to be in the box. Like, did you see the Pandoric episode?
Not to mention, it's like, well, if you kill the thing that's supposed to be in the box, well, duh, he's going to be in the box.
Yeah, it's like, why isn't he running around then?
Right. Let's see where the rest of it goes. I think they've done okay. I mean, they did some more of his wackiness with the guitar and all that stuff again.
Yeah, that's a little throwing me off.
Why?
Like, it feels like weirdly out of place for the character. Like, I know Capaldi, like, he enjoys that, probably, but it would have been very weird to see, like, Matt Smith or David Tennant do that, for example.
I could so see Tennant doing it. I don't know about Smith, but I mean, at least he has his own quirks, you know? That's the thing, like, sometimes it felt like he was just this old dude that was always serious, and
oh, for sure. I mean,
and there, right.
The character's a lot better in this season than the last one, for sure.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, now he seems like that grandpa that you want to hang around with, or whatever. But
I think on the flip side, though, Claire has gotten a little more annoying this season.
Oh, really? From last season, you think she's more? So how?
Well, last season was fine because she kind of had the dual life of, you know, Doctor and Danny Pink. But this one, it's just like she just kind of glossed over that entirely, and they keep trying to position her as like the new Doctor, and it just feels like really out of place.
Yeah, I agree. I'll say that it's just one of those where I don't know. I feel like they try to make her like less significant, almost, honestly. Like, he needs her for certain things, but it's more in line with what like you'd expect the companion to do.
Yeah.
Less like her totally trying to be the Doctor or something. I mean, they're asking her questions and whatnot, like, you know, that whole thing with Missy and everything, but...
Did you catch up on, have you been watching The Flash at all?
No, I don't. I've watched like one episode of The Flash. That's it.
Ever? Or just this season?
Yeah, ever.
Oh, you didn't like it?
I'm not a DC person, so like I'd have to actually go in and get, like, I hear all this great stuff about Arrow, and I want to watch it, but it's trying to find time right now.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I still need to catch up on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
They're good.
You're like, no.
Believe me, The Flash is better.
It probably is. I'll take your word for it on that. So, let's get to the last thing that we always do here. So, pretty much like the only things that are coming out this week, which 2 of them come out tomorrow, and then 1 of them comes out on Friday, as per usual with Nintendo games. I played this a little bit at Best Buy while I was just perusing, hoping that the adapter would show up or something. I really enjoyed like Yoshi's Woolly World. I also got to play Super Mario Maker, and that thing is fun. Just again, I'm so tempted to go try to put like a Wii U on layaway at GameStop or something, but I feel like after this little batch of games, my Wii U is going to be just sitting there. And that's what I worry about. Like, I don't want to have a system that's basically, well, I don't have a use for it other than to play these games, and then when that's over, it's going to be collecting dust, you know? So.
Yeah, but at least
you can... The Legend of Grimrock 2, which is what you get for free if you buy the Humble Bundle, like, season, the subscription thing, and the World Rally Championship 5, whatever, that's only coming to PS Family. But yeah, I'm sorry, I cut you off.
I was gonna say, well, two things. The weird thing about Yoshi's Woolly World is it came out like months ago in Europe.
Yeah, that made no sense to me. Like, it came out in June.
Yeah, but also like for the Wii U, it's like it's a lower cost of investment than the PS4 or Xbox One. But also the thing is, you could play all the Wii games you have if you have any on it. Like, so that might make it a little more of a value.
See, I don't have any, and then if I want like my daughter to play, I have to pay for the $60 for a controller.
Oh, okay.
And I'm just like,
yeah, then that isn't a value.
It's an investment that I have to make. Like, okay, well, for my wife and daughter to play, I have to spend an extra $100-something.
Oh, I thought you never had a Wii.
No, my dad has the Wii, and I don't know that he would send it to me because I don't know. I don't know if he's upgraded his Blu-ray player to where it has where you could watch Netflix on it or not. But last I heard, he still uses that Wii U sometimes to watch Netflix.
Send them like an Xbox 360.
Well, I can't send him mine. I'll have to just send him one. Yeah. I'll probably get him a PS3 because the 360 sometimes for doing anything streaming doesn't want to work. But next week is where we start getting the big games coming out. Guitar Hero Live comes out on everything but PC and portable. Tales of Zestria, which it's going to be between me and Mark to see who reviews that thing.
I'm really debating whether or not to pre-order that on Steam. Like, I don't know why, but
I think it's going to be good.
Well, my fear for that PC version is it's not going to be as fast as the PS4. Like they already locked the frame rate to 30, but also you can get it for $40 on Steam if you look around, and they unlock Tales of Symphonia for it.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's pretty decent to go ahead and get for PC then. The Dragon Ball Z Extreme Budokan for 3DS. Tales from the Borderlands Episode 5 and Life is Strange Episode 5. Excited for those to come out, even though I don't know when I'll play Life is Strange.
You can always borrow my copy.
Oh no, I mean I have them. I have to keep buying it. Like I have the first 3. I just gotta buy the last 2, but I gotta actually get around to playing the game. I'm almost done with episode 4 for Borderlands, and then I'll just play with 5 and we'll get to there. But also Just Dance 2016 on everything but PC and portable. Just Dance Disney Party 2. I love Disney songs, so that would be awesome for me. But
hopefully it has the Mickey Unwrapped album from 20 years ago.
You'd think that would have been in the first one. Maybe, who knows? Earth Defense Force 2, Invaders from Planet Space for the Beta. I had no idea they're still making Earth Defense Force games.
And Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
Oh, Assassin's Creed Syndicate comes out?
23rd.
Oh, that's why it's not. It's only showing me like until the 21st.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Assassin's Creed Syndicate, yeah. Are you getting that or?
I'll have to ask my friend if he can score me a copy. I hope it's good. I have my doubts. Like I saw, did you see their historical video that they just put up yesterday?
No.
It was hysterical. It's like, in this game you meet Alexander Graham Bell, Karl Marx,
Dickens.
Yeah, Dickens, Queen Victoria, and it's like, all right.
It's a lot of people.
I guess this is in comparison to the last game where you met Napoleon for a mission and that was it.
I guess that's what they're trying to make a point about. Are you outside?
No, my window's just open.
Oh, okay.
And I live close to the train, yeah. It's kind of annoying.
There's a train!
I live like 2 miles away from like a Ford factory, so they have like a train depot in it.
Okay. Alright, well with that, I think we're done. If you enjoy trains, you just heard a bunch of it right there.
Go buy Train Simulator.
Right? God. I can't believe all the simulators exist, like the farming simulator thing. which like Adam could never get anybody to review.
I saw one. Yeah, I saw one like a week ago. It was like Farm Vehicle Mechanic Simulator. And I was like, wow.
Wait, okay, I can understand like the mechanic simulator, okay, but farm vehicle mechanic simulator?
Yep.
Oh my god, seriously. Okay, as I am shocked and awed until next week, I've got 4 PCs gonna come out tomorrow morning, so be on the lookout for that. Mark will be in it, along with Jeremy, Todd, and John. The GameStop 5, which I've got to send out like whenever we hit stop on this, is going to be the top 5 Mario characters, because Yoshi Woolly World is coming out, and then you had your 8-ball.
Yep. Top 8 cross-gen or cross-console like RPGs of the last generation. And I didn't read any of the comments because they're all probably stupid.
There's one guy that apparently found out that on Watchery's column, they said Watchery was better than you. And I felt sad.
I don't know who that is, so I'm fine with that.
That guy is terrible. But I'm surprised he still writes for 401, but he keeps being brought back all the time. But yeah, I mean, you didn't get that many bad comments this time. There's a lot more just, hey, this is mine, and I kind of agree with yours, and I had to answer to somebody that didn't know that Fallout 3 was backwards compatible.
That's kind of their big push, wasn't it?
I was like, wait, they're giving Fallout 3 away if you pre-order Fallout 4 right now on Xbox One. Like, that should tell you right now it's backwards compatible. But whatever. I'll have that Rock Band 4 review in probably this week. I'm still working on the Sky one. I know you have games you're reviewing, which, you know, it's taking you a little bit, I guess.
Yeah. He tried to push Prison Architect on me. I was like, no, thank you.
Oh God.
I already have that game, so it's like I'm good.
Oh, you. That just sounds terrible.
No, it's actually a good game, but or a reasonably good game, but it's just like I'm fine.
Wait, so like, what you just? Will you try to escape a prison or something?
No, you try to build a prison. Like, that's the whole thing.
Okay. Why? Oh, okay. I'm amazed constantly by the games that get made. But alright. Until next week, everybody.
Later.
See you then.